CISD, change in state of delivery, understanding reversals, understanding many other things. The confirmation for SMT divergences, right? For open high low close concept, knowing when a manipulation ends. In today's video, we're going to be talking about CISD. How do you draw a CISD? How does a pattern of a CISD look like? And keep in mind, the pattern should make sense. The pattern should have a narrative, right? Because everything is pattern, but we need to have a logical pattern. And we're going to be talking about examples. How do you actually get the actual CISD? Because CISD happens every single second, right? It happens at a 1 minute time frame, 15-minute time frame. So you want to get the highest probability as well. We're as well going to be talking about the highest probability of CISD. What's a high probability CISD? What should you focus on? Which type of CISD should you focus on? Should you focus on CISD like this? Or are you going to get stop loss? Like me. Real quick, before we start off, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share, and join our Discord. Link description down below. And let's get straight into it. What is a CISD? CISD is basically a change in state of delivery. A lot of people like to use CISD with a body closure, but with a consecutive candle closures, right? With 3, 2, or more than 3 or 2, right? That is not correct, right? Because if you're gonna wait for that to happen, what the fuck are you gonna make? You're not gonna make nothing from it, right? You want to make profits. And how do you make profits? By having the best entries. How do you have the best entries? Scenarios, right? In this case, if you were to enter the trade for a short, you would now want to enter here. That stop loss is huge. Breaks the world shoes ass, so you'd rather enter the threshold. Yes, this win or loss, because the CISD was wrong, right? Lower probably CISD, so it did not work out. And let's get straight into us drawing a CISD. How does CISD look like? And let's get straight into it, right? This is a candle. We do a visual representation, right? So Mark is making a candle. Oh, and my drawing is beautiful, right? See this right here. Marky comes down. Say it makes a low here, right? Where's out that low? Whatever that low is. I like to be aesthetic. So if I like to be aesthetic, I have to think best drawing, right? So let's just say there's a low right over here, right? This is what could be like this, right? This is ideally your change state of delivery. For CISD, you get a candle closure above it. This right over here, your CISD, enter there, right? This is the bearish candle that soup up this low. So this candle that stabbed into the low, vice versa, by the way. Everything I'm saying could be vice versa, it could be flipped around. He stabbed into the low. That candle right there is your CISD. And sometimes keep in mind it could happen like this as well. And this is where a lot of you guys like this, right? Where the market makes a high and low, right? Eventually, whatever it does here. Let me go in. Right? Make a high, make a low. A lot of you guys think it should always be like this, right? Where the market makes consecutive candle closure below it, right? 2 or 3 or 4 doesn't really matter, right? And you guys like to get a candle close above this, having a change of state of delivery, right? A lot of you guys like to have this type of change of state of delivery, right? Change of state of delivery, which is CISD, which this will always happen, by the way. There'll be scenarios. There will be times where this will happen. There'll be times where this happen, right? There's gonna be times where the market just swoops up the low and goes right back up. There's gonna be times where the market just goes down, eventually goes up, right? And as your low, stabs into the low, consecutive candle. And in this case, what would you be your CISD? In this case, if this candle has a full candle closure above the whole range of these bearish consecutive candles, this would be, this would be a CISD. Or the wick or the body, doesn't really matter. In that case, I have scenarios for it as well. If the market, right, let's just say it goes down here, right, goes down, goes above, and there's a wick here, right, there's a wick. A lot of you guys like to take your change delivery with with the body, and this is where the come fall comes here, right? You wait for a body, you get stopped out like me. I lost negative 2.5 R today, right? Why did I negative 2.5 R? Because the types, there's types of CISD, right? Type number one is a full candle closure like this, which is this right over here as, you know, high probability. I don't know what I'm saying. Let's put, you know what I'm saying, edge here. A high probability, but mid to low RR. So it give you less RR, right? So less RR. Less, right? The second scenario could be like this, right? Market does candle closure here. Just close above the body. And this is more of a higher risk, but no, I mean it's lower probability, but more RR, right? So it's gonna be L for lower probability, but more, right? RR, right? You see the difference today, right? This one gives you way more or way more higher probability, but gives you less RR. This gives you way more RR, but less probability. So that the differentiate to here, right? So which one should you focus on? Is scenarios, right? The next scenario would be like this, where there's consecutive candles, right? This, you know, now we go back to this example, right? There's a low here, and this low is CRT low or CRT high, right? CRT low gets souped, goes down a couple of times, right? This candle, let's just say, just close above this, right? It closes above one of the candles, full candle range, right? And it closes above the next candle, just body of the next candle, right? So now in this case, you use the body, right? This right here, the body would be your CISD. So what would this be considered as? A more of a, it's going to be considered as a higher end of a higher probability rather than mid probability. Is going to be the higher in the higher end of the higher probability, right? So like in between, but more in the higher probability, right? So let's just we could call it higher probability, right? High probability and mid. Keep in mind mid, right? RR. So you're getting not that much of a huge RR, not that much low RR, because you enter the body. So the body makes it a balance of less RR, right? I mean, it makes a balance of not too much RR, but not too much less RR, right? So because you're entering the body, right? And the next scenario would be a full candle closure, right? So let's just say market does a consecutive candle to the downside here. Just down here. Just fuck that one. So let me just draw another one, right? Consecutive candle to the downside, right? And this candle closes below the whole range. Doesn't close above the. It doesn't close above one of the candles full range, and it doesn't close above one of the candles full range, but it closes above the whole range of the consecutive candle. So in this scenario, it closes above one of the consecutive full range, but it closes above the next consecutive candle body. Right? There's a differentiate too, right? In this case, you know, you close above it. So let's say there's the wick. Right, there's a wick. It closes above the body. So now the wick would be your number one, but this would be considered as a high risk, right? Without this was in a mid to high probability. This would be really high probability, right? High probability, right? Put an edge here, right? High probability and less RR, right? There is scenarios for each. They all have their pros and cons, right? The first full candle closure, the first one, which was this right over here, just a body candle closure without a consecutive candle closure, gives you less probability, more RR. These does sometimes work. In this case today, it would have not worked out. You would have gonna stopped out just like me, right? And saying my rule says just to focus on the full candle closure or the consecutive candle closures, right? But in this case, I thought I was going to enter a threshold, right? Threshold is a different thing now. Threshold is not a different thing. Threshold is where the candle is too bulky, right? The candle style below the low it's such a big bulky candle, you use a threshold to enter out of it, because market usually always market would retrace to 50% of the threshold and reflect out of it, right? Because threshold is the mean area where the market likes to move out of it, right? If you want to show support, right, or resistance, right, and it wants to move in one direction, right? So you usually reflect it, but sometimes you will not retrace to that threshold, they just move, right? So sometimes that happen like that, but I'm saying, there's gonna be scenarios for that as well, but we're not here to talk about that. You see, this one has less probabilities, right? You got stop loss. This one has higher probability, where this one, if you go to the lower time frame, I can show you guys out of here. This candle right over here, you can see, you're probably wondering, well, this had a full candle closure. How does it get stopped out? There's not a legit low at the CRT low, right? So this one has a legit low right over here. Push out the legit low, dug below it. This is the candle dug below the low, full candle range, right? Now this is the one that sponsored that move to the upside. You see how this one was the one that sponsored it, right? It was not none of these candles. It was none of these. It was a specific candle that stabbed into the low. I got a full candle closure above it and stabbed it, and boom. This is how you're understanding a reversal, right? So this is confirmed to the upside, right? While this one failed. Why this one failed? Simply because the body offers less RR. The body that offers less probability, but higher R. But I suggest you guys never do this one. Always stick to any of these other ones, right? Why? Don't stick to this one. You want to focus on the highest. You want to focus on the quality over quantity, right? This will happen. This one will happen every single day, right? These ones don't happen every single day, but this one does, right? So you want to be focused on the highest probability setup, because market go like this, right? Market could go, right? You could go up, give it the body, go right back up, give it another body, go right back up, and eventually give it the full candle closure, boom, tap it, boom, right, go right back down, right? So you're basically entering on the how does the ICT call this as a pre-drive? You get one soup, two soup, three soups, then eventually go right back down, right? So, and you will never know how many soups will it do. You will never know how many soups will it actually do, right? You will do, will it do 2 soup, 3 soups? The only thing you could do is focus on the highest probability setup. Will this push down give you a body, so you don't have to take the body, because only time you take a body if it does this consecutive candle closure, right? So there's scenarios for that as well. So that's just how you guys know the 3 candle drive as well, right? You can see, you're probably wondering, well, why did this low, why did this range, and see guys, I know you guys, some of you guys train CRT, right? Why did this low get souped out 2 times, right? Because this low did not have a legit low, right? So market did a 2 drive. First drive here, soup out the low. Second drive right over here, soup out it one more time, right? Soup out this first drive, we're gonna be souping out this low. Second drive was souping out this low one more time before going right back up, right? You can see how there's scenarios of that as well. So how do you avoid this double purge where you get lost? You get 2 unnecessary losses for no reason. It's simply by focusing on the right number 1. In this case, it was not a legit low, so you're looking for this low to get pressed again. And once the lows get pressed again, this is the actual number 1 you're looking for to long it up. And today I did not have a bullish bias, I had a bearish bias, right? So, and my bearish bias, I should have not even had a setup because the wrong CISD, right? And I suggest you guys focus on any of these, but not this one, right? For the first candle closure, you don't want to focus on this one. You want to focus on this one, right? So this candle right over here, the full candle closure, where it close above the body and the wick, is high probability but less RR. But guess what? Over the long term, it's not about the RR. Yes, you guys probably saying RR is king. If you're making money losers, you're king. But your mindset is not king. Your mindset is gonna fuck up. Right? Eventually, you can't get too far where you're just constantly losing. Your mindset can't comprehend it, right? I can comprehend like 100 losses in a row because I'm different, right? But most of you guys, I know most of you guys are weak-minded, right? You're in the 24th generation. Most of us are weak-minded. I'm not, right? But your brain, your psychology, seeing too many losses, seeing too many reds, can't comprehend it, right? I can, right? Because I'm different, right? So this is a higher probability, but less RR. This one is a consecutive candle closure, right? It's a different type of scenario, right? With a market that's a consecutive candle, so there's a CRT low, which is down 1 time, 2 time with a consecutive candle, all of it being bearish candles. Market has a big push up, closing above one of the candles full range, and closing above the next candle's just the body of the next candle. So in this case, this would be a mid to high probability, but more on the higher side. So like let's say this let's just say this is the midterm right over here. This is the high term, right? This is a high probability term. This would be right around here, right? So it's a high probability. So you want to take trades like this, right? And that has high reward but mid RR. So that means that mid RR is good because you're not making too less, you're not making too much, you're not making too less. It's in a perfect area, right? So now let's go to the next scenario. Well, this one does a soup out the low. There's a full candle closure here. Let's just say there's let's say a candle here, there's another candle here, there's a low, right? There's two bearish consecutive candles, soup out the low, or whatever, how many candles. And this candle closes above the whole range of this first consecutive candle, right? And there could be multiple candles, by the way, right? It closes above the next consecutive candle full range. So it closes above the full of the consecutive candles range. Now this would be considered at the extreme range of the high probability, right? But less RR. So there's pros and cons for each, and for each one of those CISD. And this is gonna be a long video, but it's a really nice video to watch, right? And let's get straight into it. This today, as I said, we're gonna show you guys chart examples real quick. Make sure you guys are on Discord. Link is down below, and like, subscribe, comment, share. Right? As I said, let's go over. Let me show you guys, each of these CISD types. Right? I'm gonna show you guys an actual chart. As I said, the first type is going to be a low probability because the body is low probability but higher RR. But I say you're not taking it because we want to focus on quality and quantity, right? If we were to focus on these other ones, there would have been no setup for you to take. There would have been zero setups, right? So if you discount, you don't care because this is the candle dug above this high. So none of these candles dug above the high. So this is the actual CISD here, right? So you have not had no trade if you were to focus on other probabilities, right? So you would have been a risk off day. You would have preserved your capital, right? Which is a good thing, right? Trading sometimes, right? You don't want to be in a silent for too long, but you want to be a silent. I could stay in a silent for a month, right? But I know damn well over like a couple weeks I'm gonna have setups, right? And you can see this is the first candle scenario. This one's the low probability but high RR. This one gives you way more high RR than the full candle closure because full candle closes down here, but the body's right over here, right? So less probability, high RR. Now let me show you a different example here. I could go to my Monday trade, which was an 8RR trade. This right over here is a really high probability, right? But low RR, right? And this is just a consecutive. This is the one candle closure, right? This I took it on Monday. If you guys, people who took it with me, congrats, you made ARR, right? This right over here is low probability. I mean, high probability slash low RR. The low RR is not that low, by the way. It's not low. It's in a medium, low to mid term, right? This rate is that, right? This has a higher probability, but lower R, right? And how is a CISD? SMT divergence, right? And a lot of you guys saying for the SMT, for the CISD, yeah, a lot of you guys been saying you guys need a soup. What does the SMT? What does the SMT mean? SMT prevents soups from happening. So you're basically having an imaginary soup. So you would enter this trade to the short, right? It was SMT, and this high had an SMT with this high. Right, this high right over here. God, man, come on. Right, so there was SMT, right? Now let me show you guys different examples here. If I go back in a day, back in charting, there should be one here, right? Sure. This is another example of just the first consecutive candle. You see this one has a higher probability, a lower risk to reward ratio, right? But guess what? It's high probability. Probability is what you want to focus on, quality over quantity, right? Because this one delivered very hard here, right? Right. This one I took as well 8.5 RR again, and I lost like 3 RR past couple of days, right? So yeah, no, past couple 3 days I lost -5 RR. negative 5.5, fantastic, right? I, have my first buys for the first two trades I had. For the first two trades I had, boss was wrong. But we fixed it up. We learned from it. Second trade, the third trade we had, or we should have not made a trade. We made a mistake. But guess what? We learned from it. It was a new mistake that we made. But guess what? It is what it is. We're gonna improve, right? Now let me show you guys this right up here is another one, right? In this case, this is this. You see, this one says body. This is not a body, by the way. If you go to the lower time frame, in a specific time, it was a 5-minute entry. This case was a full candle closure, high probability, low risk reward ratio. You see, these ones are not giving that low of a risk reward ratio. These ones giving you good risk reward ratio, right? So now I'm showing you guys more examples here. This right over here is the next one up. There's, as I said, there's varieties of candle closure. This is the other type of a CISD, whereas the full candle closure, full range closure, right? When this candle closed below this candle, it didn't have the body, so it's still pending. Closed below the full candle's range, full consecutive candles range, right? So now this is really high to the extreme probability, but low RR, right? So if you're showing this to here, RR is very low here, right? The RR is like 1 RR, right? Low RR, but really high probability. And if you're smart enough, you would know, okay, I'm not gonna enter out this candle, I'm gonna enter the threshold, because threshold is a thing for auto blocks, right? Threshold, as you guys know, threshold are the mean of auto block. Market will always usually hit the threshold. It's not gonna happen every time, but I said it's probabilities, right? Something's gonna happen, something's not. In this case, it did happen. So you would enter the threshold because the candle is too big. How do you know the candle is too big? By literally seeing it, right? Your mind could tell if it's big or not. If you just see it, okay, it's big. I'm gonna take the body. I'm gonna take the threshold, right? But you must have the right number one. And today, the loss, and really quick before we move any further, right? Loss I had today was, for example, the loss I had today was a threshold entry because the candle was kind of fat, but you still win a loss, right? You're definitely gonna go to loss because loss are definitely part of the game. But quick little sauce, even for the threshold, you must always have the right number one, and that's literally the new mistake I made. The last time I entered the threshold, literally this trade I took, this example I showed you guys, I took this short from a threshold to the downside. I made 2.7 RR, right? You sure I took it, I made money on it, right? And when I took this one, I had the right number one. In this case, I only had the body, which I don't take the bodies unless it's the other scenarios, right? But yeah, broke a lot of sauce. Now let's move more examples. Did I ever had a trade where just consecutive bullish candle closures upside and tap the body? Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. This right here is another example. This is the candle split low. This right here is your CISD, right? In this case, you just beat this candle. Other candle is bullish. Over to the low, just right over here. Eventually tapped it. I took this here as well. Upside. I'm going to be right over here, right? So now this would be considered as a high probability lower R. This one give you a lower R because your stop would have been all down here, right? And let me see if you guys get an actual good example here, where it tapped the body. Consecutive candle. I know I have it. I see it somewhere here. It should be somewhere around here. The 5-minute time frame. Should be somewhere right there, right? I use bar replay because I gotta use my brain a little bit. I'm not sure if this one gave you guys. I'm not sure if this one gave us that one. Right, this one, you see how this why this is not our CISD, because the CRT low is not a legit low. Now there's a legit low right over here. Boom, push out the low. Yes, this one, let's do the same thing. This one did a consecutive candle closure, right? Above it, to be considered as a high probability to the extreme, and low RR. This one did give you a low RR, but really high probability. But this trade would have been a banger because you were going for a 9 RR, right? You take profit daily to you 50% of the daily CRT. I want to see if I can give you an example of a fucking body here. Closer above. This one closer above the body. A full candle closure, bro. Come on. I know there was a example for this. I knew I have it somewhere over here. Have it somewhere over here. I'm pretty sure. Oh, let me see. This day, this day, this day. I want to show you guys examples to actually you guys see in a chart, so you guys don't actually say, "Oh, I'm a freaking," you know, saying scammer. So let me see. Oh, this shit is crazy. I don't see. I don't. I don't think I got. I think I do got an example. It was. I think it was over here. Go back and chart. If you go to the 5 minute time frame on this specific candle, it's a 5 minute time frame, right? Oh, that's this right here would be considered as a high probability lower R, right? And this could give you. It did give you a mid RR. Stop was very nice. This one did deliver as well, right? So this is a chart I missed. But I'm trying to show you guys actual examples. Actually, you know, the chart actually happen the chart and not show you guys some bullshit examples here. This right over here, I think is a perfect example. Come on, these are consecutive. I think I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there was a SMT divergence, right? Yep, there was a SMT divergence with the quality pair. SMT. Wait, was it this candle? Damn, it was this candle. Yeah, it was this candle, the SMT. I'm pretty sure there was another SMT over here, right? But whatever here, right? But it makes sense because this one did not need to soup it out because there was SMT divergence, right? At moment of time, right? The quality pair. Well, SMT, this case, candle closure above the whole range, right? In this case, it didn't. This candle did not close above this other candles. See how it didn't close above the other candles full range? Just close above the body. This is very midterm RR, mid to high probability, but midterm as well as a RR as well, right? But more on the higher probability side, as I said before. You see, this one did a perfect example. Full candle closure above it. Did the body? Did it close above the first couple consecutive candles full range? It close above the next candle's body. In this case, I'm pretty sure this is not the right model one. This right here would have been the right model one because market closed above it, right? Tap to wake up this other candle. But you guys get the concept, right? This is CISD, understanding reversals, understanding change in state of delivery, understanding when will the market reverse, and many other things. And this is right over here if you want to take a picture of it. Right? Cheers. 5 minute. Right? So thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share. And I'll see you guys inside my Discord. Peace out. And make sure you guys show in our Discord. I want to chat with you guys. Peace out.